It's processing. Angel party. Fête des anges. À plongeon. Cool, eh? Check out the view. I don't like the sound of the cars, so I am pro electric vehicle. And would somebody please make gardening tools that don't drive me insane? Can't we have quiet gardening tools so we can enjoy our gardens? Please? No, this is interesting. I mean, it was quite dramatic when I decided to take us up to the next level of New Earth, paradise. And in paradise, think about it. If you're actually were living in paradise, you know, there's no money. Money is a man-made thing. And we have a serious disconnect. The actual, like, what they tell you is the size of the economy. I mean, the sizes don't match. The real economy is much smaller than what they are telling you the economy is. They've got all these people who are basically jokers, bettors, gamblers on the stock market. And I'm going to consult with some of my economic friends. I'm actually a PhD economist with an excellent record. I've advised 200 countries around the world on trade policy, environmental policy, all sorts of things. I am well known and well loved for the work that I did for 26 years. I helped a lot of people, especially Africa is my home of my heart. They elected me one of their ecological organic champions for Africa. 12 of us. 2 foreigners like me, but I'm an adopted African, and then even several presidents. I mean, I'm loved in Africa. I have friends because I work for the good of the world all the time. And now even I had to come here while I sang that song. It's in a live feed. It was really cool. And I sang God Bless America pretty loud. It was the middle of the night, but I thought, well, the policemen are surrounding my house anyway. Why don't I give them a show? I don't know. They've been following me for years. I spotted one the other day dressed as a carrot farmer, and there were no carrots in the field. He looked really surprised. Because, the Anunnaki men are really tall, and they can be so slender. And the women are all, either, I call them the Nordics. They are tall and generally blonde. You can have something else, but they're real tall. They're like the supermodels everybody wants to look like. These are Elohim Anunnaki bodies. And then my breed, I'm in the royal family. We look like this. Currently, I am the queen of the Anunnaki. There's nobody else. I take that back. My mother is, but she's a cat right now. And people reincarnate. All of us souls started out somewhere very small, maybe even like a microbe or something. And we get to experience the things as we go along. I love being a tree. It's so nice. You just stand there, watch things go by. And then when the wind blows, your leaves are all shaking until the bastard with the killing machine comes. But it's okay to cut some trees, but never overkill. Okay? And now I'm into instruction mode. I want you to stop drinking alcohol as much as you can. It's okay to do it socially every now and then, but my own marriage was ruined because the father of my children, I loved him very much, but he tried to deal with his stress by drinking a bottle of wine. We had to hide bottles of wine so that if company came over, we had something to offer. If it was in the kitchen, the fridge, it was gone. I never even got to have a glass of wine because he would go jump and the whole bottle's gone. And then he would yell. And I couldn't handle that. That was the 10 worst years of my life. Maybe. Actually, most of them have been pretty shitty. But I understand that all the suffering was so that I will really understand the pain. And apparently, when I cry, it's important. Because for New Earth 2 or 3, I don't know, I got then sad because I found out that the father of my children, and actually all of the main loves of my life, did not make the cut. They were staying down in 3D on the Earth where we were born. That Earth is now, to the best of my knowledge, and I checked it also with The prince, and he confirmed. But before that happened, we got everybody out. That was good. We took the nature, we took every animal, we got everybody up. It's not hard to do if you've got, we are over 100, what would we be? Is that 1 million? 100 million? Take the number 111 with a comma and then 111. That's how many Elohim are here. Elohim, we built this planet and we allowed ourselves to be enslaved. It's horrifying. There's an alien race that was living under the surface of the earth. The Draconians, reptilians. You see those kill on sight. Kill on sight. Ancient enemy. Evil. They destroy planets for the fun of it. They love the pain. They feed off of it. And they've gone and created like these clones, and they have no soul. They don't even know they don't have a soul. But from the God's perspective, this is horrifying. They are basically biological robots. So we will be having a discussion what to do. Elon Musk, I would like your input on this. You've been messing around with these things, but don't you go putting any implants in brains right now. You let me look at the patients first. I can probably heal them. Once we get up here higher and higher, you know, you're just not going to be getting sick. And what I'm finding being in the I go even higher because I'm the center of the vortex. I've gone up at least to 33. One time I was told I was at 101, which I was like, yay, we made it. So I can pull y'all up with me, but you got to follow. You know, do your part. Go out in nature, connect. I am Mother Nature. The female side of God is, in fact, Mother Nature. It's matter. You see, this whole God thing got totally messed up. I hate to even use the word. If you look at it from a physics perspective, what you would say is God the Father is light and is coming at us from the sun. Okay? So that's sort of, and that's energy. You know, E equals mc squared, right? M is matter. And think about that word. It matters. I am matter. And then you have matter. If you divide the word, it's ma is always mother, and ter is earth, Mother Earth. Matter is Mother Earth. You see? It's not that complicated. And then there's always things are changing from matter into energy. And the c squared is the speed of light squared. That's a really fast number. But it just shows you how much energy you have in your matter. Like 1 gram of your body is in energy units c squared. And I don't know exactly how that much that is, but the speed of light is pretty fast. So speed of light times speed of light is like shoom, 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 right? Yeah. Anyway, we did a little concert here, like just trying to get people to loosen up and have fun. I'm getting so good at, I'm getting much better at like dealing with armies of Swiss policemen who show up. Like, I don't freak out. This time I tried to make myself very small like a stone, and I was trying to get myself to drop down into another dimension. So I'm not quite sure. We may have gone down a dimension with me, but the other one's still there. Oh, and when I cried for my ex-husband being left down, because he is the father of my children, and we're friends now, I cried for 8 hours straight. Could not stop weeping and weeping. And then there are men texting me like, why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm like, I'm crying. Let me be. But then I went out for a walk the next day. The cows were eating the grass like it was the best grass they'd ever had. I mean, I talk to cows. They come over and talk to me, you know. I sing, I moo. I love cows. They're so friendly. And not one of them looked up. I tried like 2 different spots, 2 different herds. They were eating that grass like they were in heaven. I'd love to hear your experiences. I mean, the only live concert I ever gave really was for there are 4 swans in Cope Port. And when I sing, they all come and they look at me gracefully with their neck like this. I'm not a very good swan. I need to have a beak. Oh, I could do it like this. They have these beautiful beaks, you know? So they're like saying, hello. Hello. And they're all curved, and then they go. They are so graceful, and they love it when I sing. So that's my first live audience. I'd hope to do something today, but everybody got cold and went inside, and we're not allowed to, sing up the inside of the place. So you see, I bounced back very quickly. Now, I mean, I had those police get me, they strapped me in. All I did then is pretended I was a statue. I literally tried to make myself into a statue. And I felt like I was in a mummy, like I was a mummy in one of those things, and I made myself just like that. And I wouldn't answer anything they said. I stopped talking completely. I said, I'm leaving now. And I closed my eyes and I was like a statue. And then they put me into solitary confinement for 2 days, which drives you crazy. I mean, you just sit there all day, pace the room. Last time I was there, I was mad at them because they lied to me. And they said, if you go in that little room, which I knew it was not a good room, they would give me a cigarette. And I'm so fucking dependent on cigarettes. I mean, I'm not dependent on cigarettes, but if I need to smoke tobacco or a cannabis or hash, never pure, well, sometimes, but just a little bit of hash and a tobacco really helps to calm my fire. So they got me all worked up and furious because they broke their fucking promise. They lied to me. So I destroyed the room. I was so bored. It was like fun. I learned how to use water as a weapon. All I had was a little paper cup and a sink. And anytime they came into the room, I would hide under the covers and say nothing. They wanted me to take medicine. I took it. I don't care. But as soon as they were gone, like it was night and everybody's asleep, I would get my little cup of water and do the jet d'eau on the ceiling. And it was fun. And I would get good at throwing water, like, shoom, a cup of water is a weapon. So 2 times I filled my little, prison chamber with water that was at least a foot deep, like 30 centimeters, even 50. Not 50, 30. The whole room. And everything was dripping from the ceiling. And I loved it. And I cuddled up in my wet sheet and slept like that. I loved it. And then I transformed into a dragon. Took me 2 days. Then I did an eagle. And I would wet they had sort of a soundproofing thing on the door. So I would soak it with water. I would go by, soak it. I would just pace around the room. What are you going to do? 5 days all by yourself. They don't even give you, TV. They don't give you, because that's too stimulating. I mean, honestly, it would drive anybody insane. So that's prohibited from now on. Because there are better ways of doing things. I will go free them one day, but not tonight. Yeah, so I messed with that panel because after the dragon, I think, the American eagle. I'd have to look at the eagle's beak, but definitely a big bird with big claws. And I would use my claws and my teeth, and I'd rip off whatever piece was ready, and then I'd keep soaking it. And you see, one thing about me, I am so patient and so persistent. I will get you eventually. It might be years later. But if you've done me wrong, I remember everything. So you better apologize to me if you have. Most of you people are already in hell. It's not hell. It's actually, they might even... I'm going to have to ask my son just about the state of those things. I'm not going to say anything right now because I don't like to speak as if I'm speaking truth, because I have a vision and I think I know what happened. You see, now your family and friends, they were either on the original Earth that got destroyed. They may have been clones. They may have been reptilians that in human clothing, let's say. They're shapeshifters like we are. We are Elohim. We are shapeshifters. And the higher up we go in the dimensions, the more easily we will be able to shapeshift. But we can do it on our minds now. And I can do it. One time I was dancing. I stopped making these dance videos because my arms, there was one point you could see where God came and took charge. You can see the moment. My face changes, my whole body changes, I become bigger. And then when I was dancing after that, my arms were like 2 meters long, like taffy. And I really want to talk to somebody else who has these experiences, because, practical things. Does this mean I'm gonna knock over, everything that's on the table when I dance now? Does it? Or can I have really long arms that go through walls? I don't know. I guess we'll see. One way or another, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find all the love in the one way upstate. We're gonna go now. Go to the moon. One way. What's this button? There you go. There is the moony one way. One way. One way or another. Isn't this beautiful here? I spent all my day in that forest. I find a hidey spot, and I'm just one with God. I sing. I took a nap there. Fell asleep for like 2 hours. But I'm getting the angels comfortable with the idea that they are angels. There are now people who refer to themselves as angels. There are 2 other queens I found. A beautiful chocolate-covered lady who does her eyes like me. When I get new information, I notice I blink my eyes rapidly a little bit. Look at that moon. Can I zoom? Let's see. Sorry about the car noise. That's why, Elon, thank you for doing electric cars and also the Chinese cars. I don't know where the moon keeps going. There. There we go. Ooh, doesn't it look like the moon is talking to somebody? What's going on? Hold on, I gotta try to put this steady. Where's the moon? Oh, moon. It looks kind of like there's a light, and then it looks like there's a face, a little person there. And it's almost like a little animal or fish. It has little stringy, is giving that to the person sitting on a throne. Do you see what I see? And now the person on the throne has the orb. And the little one is there like a dragon or something. Look at that. Let me see if I can get closer. Sorry, just using my phone. It goes out of focus. Let me get it back into focus. Let's see over there. No. I see the moon and the moon sees me. The moon sees somebody I want to see. Oh, now it looks a bit different. What's going on there? It looks like a cartoon character to me now. Like there's a lady. She has pink hair and she's holding it now. And then there's somebody behind her wearing a toga. Could that be? Is this like bedtime stories in the sky? And then the daddy gave the little girl the beautiful nightlight, and she was so happy. She has a smile and she feels safe. Her hair's a little flowy. And look who's out behind her. Let's get closer. Clouds are wonderful. See you later, alligators. Or look, it's like a sleigh and somebody's riding. What do you see? Fascinating. Whoops, not that. That's not nice. But here I'm gonna stop now. Love y'all. Be back later.